Howdy there, I'm Stace and I'm all about making things easy in the kitchen. That's why I'm so well known for my meal plans. I want to show you what I've just made in a little bit over 2 hours that'll keep my family of 5 full with all the good things, including some ferments for the whole week. Like, subscribe, and let's get cooking, and I'll chat with you in the comments.
So when I'm meal prepping for the week, the first thing I do is have a look at the freezer. I had some of those items and I write my list. Now, usually I am a farmer's market gal, but I've just been away for a weekend with my girlfriend. So I'm actually prepping this on a Monday. I love to shop at an independent supermarket. Harris Farm is my pick. And I buy just what I need. See here, I'm not buying 400 mandarins. We're not going to eat them. So I buy about 6. And then I put them into my market little boxes, just like this, without all of the baggage. Seriously, I really reckon that's worth that. Like, stop putting everything in plastic, and then in it goes to my car. I love these little foldable plastic boxes because I can easily carry them in and then, fold them down so they don't take up much room. Clean out my sink, and then I use the Koala Eco wash for my veggies. Now, I buy 90% organic. I know that that's expensive, but that is just a sacrifice that we make as a family. But I still really love to give it a good wash. So I put that on, I lay out my towels and pull them out. But I don't do this and be like, oh, what am I going to get done? While I'm doing that, I'm unpacking the rest of the shopping. And that is something that if you really want to get into this meal prepping, is kind of thinking through and going, look, the first week, love, it could take a really long time. Like, it might take you 2 to 3 hours and you'll be like, what am I doing wrong? Nothing. You're just learning a new skill. So have that stuff cleaning off, get this away, fill up any jars that you need to, and then I start pulling out everything. Now, this week I'm actually doing it a little different, and I want to be making some snacks for the babes. Gummies are my pick, and don't worry, I got you. The recipe is below. So I put that on to start doing its thing. I'm making some wraps, so I do that at the same time. It might feel overwhelming, but honestly, once you get into the groove of this, it's really not. We love gummies in our family because they're one of the easiest ways to get fermented foods in, and they're also packed with gelatin. That's the stuff that makes the gummy stay solid like a lolly, and that is so high in protein. So I've linked below the link to my fermenting course. I'm just about to launch that, where you can learn to make a whole heap of these ferments, because when we eat lots of fermented foods, it means we're boosting our immunity. Now, I've whacked the oven on, and these kale chips are my babe's favorite. I'm sprinkling some nutritional yeast and salt. Babes, that's the tip. And don't have your oven temp too high. I do mine at about 180, and sure, it takes about probably 20 to 30 minutes, but I cannot tell you how much my kids, it still blows my mind, love these. I've been meal prepping them literally every single week. So that goes into the oven, and I'm finishing off some gummies because I'm being mum of the year and doing them two-toned. Love that. Apple juice on the bottom and then blue ones on top. And now I'm going to make a cake. Now, something you might be surprised at, I know I create a whole heap of recipes, but I still cook from other people's websites, cookbooks as well. It's where I get lots of ideas from, of bringing together flavors I mightn't have tried before. So this one was a gluten-free lemon and pistachio cake. Kids gave me an 8 out of 10. That's not too bad. So now that the kale chips are done, see what I'm doing there? The oven's on, so I'll get them going. I always clean up as I go. I've got one of those little dishwasher dish drawers, so I just start filling it up, and I love it because I can put one of them on and then I can keep going on everything else. Now, while we're talking of that, this is what I'm going to do with the Thermomix. Now I'm done with my gummies. I'm actually making a pesto using up the stalks of the kale. Legendary there. And I make my pesto nut-free so that I can send it with the kids to school. So I still get in there the delicious cheese and all of that stuff, but I use sunflower seeds instead of pine nuts, which is ripper. My kids love pesto pasta with a tin of mackerel or tuna through it. It's a really quick thermos win for winter. And then what I'm doing now is I go, great, I've got all of those sort of leftover bits of pesto in my Thermomix bowl. Now's the time to make up a Bolognese. So think through that when you're meal prepping like that, love, is what can I make first? And then what can I make sort of second and third? Because, you know, I got the stuff on in the oven and now I can do this in my Thermomix and use up all of those gorgeous basil bits that'll be left around the blade that will make my Bolognese taste chef's kiss. So delicious. A few different ways that I'm storing things. Mostly I store in my Pyrex. And the reason that I put the Bolognese into that one is that I can pull it out and put it straight in the oven. I don't need to worry about a different container. I love that. And now I'm on to my next meal. I think I'm up to about 3 already, aren't I? And we are having some chicken burgers. The cool thing about not putting everything away yet in the crisper drawer is it just feels that bit easier. I can turn around, I can grab my herbs, grab an onion, get some garlic going there. And I'm using up that chicken that I had left over in the freezer. Quick side grab of my gorgeous cake because the oven's gone off. And I just make up, my chicken this way. I pull out the kale chips and I put those into a glass container too. You'll probably notice that when you start watching a few of my meal prep videos is I only have rectangular Pyrex containers. Why? Because they store the easiest in the fridge. All right, oven's free, so in I go with some chips for dinner. Whenever I'm meal prepping, I make sure that I meal prep for that dinner, right? So brilliant. We're also going to have a barbecue this week, so I have coated my steaks in some anchovies and rosemary, salt and pepper. That is so delicious on the barbecue. And then I'm back to what we're doing for dinner. So this is a wombok. Now, you're probably like, Stacey, just whacked half a wombok over there. Like, what are you doing? Darling, I'll use that next week. And I was super organised, I can think of it, but you might want to write it down and just be like, actually, I'll make that up for next week. I make up all of my salad dressings and like anything else that I'm going to be using in my meals in this prep too. I just use old glass jars. And I bet you've been waiting for the slow cooker. It is Stace. So I've grabbed one of the recipes from my slow cooker course. That's a meal plan I have that you can follow for 4 weeks and cook from your slow cooker each day, or make the meals into freezer bags for the weekend and then you dump them in that morning. I'm using the recipe from week 4 and that is a mango chicken. Oh my goodness. It's huge. I love it. I've got enough for 2 girlfriends to gift them some and for my family. And then last meal is turkey sang choy bao. I've linked that below. That one is from another meal plan that I wrote that was really quick 1-pan meals. I'll link that for you too. Now, to round out my meal prep, I got to get another ferment in there. And one that I make every week for my crew is fermented carrots. Would you look at how simple this is? You literally just peel your carrots, chop them, and I show you 3 different ways in my fermenting course to make them up. That's it. They sit out for a couple of days and they ferment. I get a whole heap of my fruit and veg chopped up as well so that it's easy for the kids to grab. I've got the little one helping me here get the gummies out. And then, darling, I have done it. Look at this overview. Oh my gosh, there's so much food, and even bits too that will last a few weeks. Like my pesto will last for a little while. Oh gosh, the week is so easy.
How good is this? It's all done. I can't wait for dinner tonight, tomorrow, the next night, because it's going to be so much easier, as is lunchboxes and brekkie, and our gut health is going to go through the roof with all of these ferments. Be sure to let me know in the comments any questions and let me know what you'd love to see me prep for the next one. Check out my other videos and I'll see you soon. Be sure to subscribe.